Oh, this is Pete's 1800, and welcome to Coffee with HDR. Hope you enjoy the show all about motorcycles.
Hey, yes, and good morning and welcome to Coffee with HDR. Get this hat straight. You know, this hat is one of the worst things that this is my worst prop on the show. There it is. Man, that looks a lot better, I think. Ah, there you go. That looks even better. So, good morning, everybody, and thanks to my friend Pete's 1800 down there in Florida for producing that little opening clip there. I truly appreciate it, and I appreciate the efforts. I wanted to show you here this morning also, just to show you, and I'll show you throughout the show a couple times. But look what I am sporting today. Oops, where's it at? Whoops, no, wait, there it is. Pete's 1800 Moto Vlogs. Okay, so I have Pete. I am supporting your show today. I am 100% in here with the shirt, and I'll be wearing that throughout the day today. So thank you very much for the shirt again and the stickers. I do appreciate that. I did an impromptu live stream on Instagram, but it never posted. It was really, really weird. It didn't post, and that was kind of strange anyway. But hey, so let me go through here to the chat room this morning, say my good mornings to everybody, and I'm going to run through these here kind of quickly so we can get moving on with the show today. Real glad Andy's in the house. Ron Kelly, Bob Nelson, Chuck Henson, HD Vibe, good morning. 10 Wingman, good morning to you. Captain Ed, Roy Moto Ventures. Let's see here. Again, Pete's 1800 is in the house. Ron Kelly, good morning. It's been a great week. Got locked in at Tazewell. Ron, I've seen that, and I've seen you're bringing your wife. Mrs. HDR was really, really excited. She really wanted to go to Tazewell this year for VAM 22, and then she got double booked. So she's not going to be able to make it, but she'll be there in spirit for sure. The Smyrna Cowboy, good morning and have a good day. I see you're coming in and going out at the same time, so take care. And thanks for stopping, though. Jeff River Bluff Baggers. Roy Motos Ventures. Will Henson's in there. Good morning, Will. Nice to have you on board there this morning. As always, Pete's 1800 said, still haven't booked a place at VAM. Not sure if my wife is coming or if it's just me. Pete, hey, there's a lot of us going solo this year, so it'd be good to have you there either way for sure. Always a good time at VAM down there in Tazewell, Virginia. Let's see here. Jackie Boy, good morning to you. 10 Wingman, Pete's 1800. Mini Moto, good morning. Glad to have you on board there with us this morning. Ty from Tennessee is in the house. Good morning, Ty. Glad to have you in there this morning with us. Paul's in there. I'll call you Indian Paul because you ride that beautiful Indian motorcycle. Richard Brooks, good morning, Richard, from Myrtle Beach. Man, my favorite place to go. We used to take the kids to Myrtle Beach every single year. We had a big travel trailer, and we used to hit that beach 1 week every single year, and the kids loved it. So, of course, they grew up, they got old, they moved away. So we don't do that family vacation thing anymore. Groundhog's Garage, good morning to you. Toby Northern, nice to have you on board there this morning. Pink's Adventure, good morning. Trying to go through here to see where I'm stopping at. All right, we made it to the end. So how's everybody doing today? Man, I tell you what, it's been an amazing week this week. Well, first of all, started out as it's a 5-day week, but the first day was a teacher in service day. So we had some really good training, and believe it or not, I was kind of skeptical when I walked in this training. It's like, do I really need this? And then when I walked out, I'm like, I really needed that. And it was awesome training for us. Then we had the students for 4 days this week. Man, they're just ramped up. They're ready for summer break, and they're just, you can see it in their eyes. They're like, hey, man, Mr. HDR, because, that's what they call me in class, Mr. HDR. They said, man, 5 more weeks and we're out of here. Man, school's out forever. Remember that song? School's out for the summer. Great song, great tune, great motorcycle riding song too. So when you're out on the bike, man, crank that song up and just hit that throttle and take off and have a great ride out there for sure. So, hey, good morning, Henry. I see you're in the house this morning. Good morning, Iron Horse Riders. Beautiful day here in PA. It is a beautiful day. It's going to be 82 degrees here in Pennsylvania today. And man, I tell you what, it's just going to be one of those days that, we're just going to have to get the bike out there and ride. And it was funny because Mrs. HDR actually came to me a couple days ago. She goes, look at the weather for Saturday. She said, we are going for a ride. And I said, who's we? I was like, I was caught off guard. I was like, what? She's like, it's time for my first ride of 2022. HD Vibe says, just stopping by this morning. HD Vibe, you have to run for some slow speed skills today. Man, we'll talk a little bit about that. That's a good topic this morning. Have a great show and see you tomorrow, HD Hall and all. Hey, take care and have a great class, man. That is awesome. You can't get enough slow speed maneuvering practice. I'm big on that. If I see a parking lot, man, I whip the bike in there and I just do a few little slow speed maneuvers and just to kind of get used to it. I wish we had a place like Mike Killy 7. If you ever watched any of his videos of like right by his college, they must have a motorcycle training course, and he's able to use that, at his leisure, and that is awesome to do. So, but yeah, I mean, it's great, and have a good class there today. Jackie Boy says, Jackie Boy, good morning. Taking a break from detailing the bikes to have some coffee with some great people, man. There is. I mean, this chat room is, as I said on my Instagram post, the greatest chat room on YouTube, and I wholeheartedly believe that. Going to be an awesome day. Need to get these bikes to sparkle in the sun. Well, yeah, I might have to clean mine up a little bit. It's a little dusty, but it will be sparkling. And I started getting ready this morning. I wanted to ask you guys too. So, especially the guys in the north, and I think I did a video recently, or did I? I don't know if I posted that or not, about preparing for the new year, right? And getting all of our gear back out and getting all of our, just like finding memory cards again. It's like charging all your batteries up. And I want to show you a picture here because when Mrs. HDR decided that she wanted to go ride, I was thinking, well, it's time. She said, you just want me to ride with you for a video. And I said, that's not true. I want to ride. So we'll be together, close together, because a motorcycle is sort of like a love seat. Remember the love seat in the house is the small couch where you get to sit with your spouse and put your arm around and watch TV. You know how that goes. And we all do that, right? So anyway, Be the Rider PA, morning is 60s already, breakfast, then blow the dust off. He's ready to roll. Be the Rider PA has already talked to me this morning. Set an appointment for 10 today, so I won't miss Coffee with HDR. Bob Nelson, man, that is awesome, man. How you set your appointments around Coffee with HDR. And, that's amazing, man. Mr. McStash is in the house, and I didn't know. So now I see you. Good morning, Mr. McStash. Jeff Rice, good morning to you. Ron Kelly. Detailing the trike later to run to Cook's Forest. Man, Ron, you must not be far from us at all because we've been in Cook's Forest. Even me and the guys went up there and we rode up there for like 3 or 4 days a couple years ago. So you must not be too far from me at all there. So we can get together, Ron, and ride sometime for sure. Meet up somewhere. Dean C's in the house. Good morning to you. Jim Wilson. Hello. Wind Road Therapy. Good morning to you for sure. Nice to have you on board there this morning, everybody. So yeah, anyway, so when she made the mention of that, I started looking around. I was like, man, and it's bad. And I'm pretty organized guy, being an educator, you have to be pretty organized and you have to think ahead all the time, always planning ahead. So I came upstairs and I started looking for the Sennas. I couldn't locate them. I didn't know where the Sennas were. I had a pretty good idea because like I said, I'm pretty organized. I keep all my gear on one table in the HDR studios here, so I know where it's at. Of course, it wasn't charged because you wouldn't charge it over the winter. So let me see if I can show you this charging rig here. This is really interesting stuff here. Let me see if we can show this to you here. Once I open my preferences again. Let's see here. All right, I got to make a couple security changes here to my browser, and we'll talk about that too in just a second. Okay, quit now. Oops. No, don't leave the site. We're not leaving any site. Let's see here. Window. Here we go. Let's see if we can share this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can share this for sure. I don't think you can hear me if I do that. So there you go. So there is the Senna's sitting there. As you can see, the blue lights are on. So we are a go for the day. We're charged up. And then I said, well, I need to get my other gear ready for the day also. The Hero 3 Plus, a great camera. If you guys are looking for a handlebar cam and you don't have one, look for the Hero 3 Plus Silver. And the reason I say is you can buy those like not really reconditioned. You can buy them used on eBay for like under, maybe $100. So it's a great camera for the handlebars. Because face it, if you put a GoPro 9 or a GoPro 10 on your handlebars and it blows off and crashes on the road, you're going to be a little bit upset, right? That's a $500 investment. So, but yeah, so I got the stuff ready to go there today. We are getting ready to go out there. You can see the GoPro charger there for the batteries, all the cabling and everything there. So, and I would guess that's probably pretty much how your houses look too, right? With all of our gear that we have to carry around there. Let's see here. Remove this. There you go. Bring me back up there. So yeah, we're getting ready to go out there today. I got a few things in the garage this morning to do. I got to go down there and get the bike prepared. We like to do those the T clocks. We want to check everything out. You get the misses on the bike. It's very important. Good morning, anonymous biker. Glad to have you in there this morning, as always. Going through here, see if we got some more folks jumping in. Got a T-ball game to watch this morning. Granddaughter's loving it, Paul. Man, the grandkids are where it's at, right? It's a great experience to be out there with your grandkids. And Roguelite Andy, I totally agree. Being an adult sucks. Yeah, my kids often say that is adulting is one of the hardest things to do in life. And I said, you have a long time to do it. So it's a long road ahead. Kay Morris, good morning. Do you have a 360 camera? I do not have a 360 camera. I've looked at them a few times, but Moose, and he used to go by Moose 3971, but if you check out his channel, it's just Moose. And he bought a 360 camera, and I talked to him. He told me that now the one he bought, I don't know what brand it is, of course, but you have to have special editing software. So you bring that 360 footage into that editing software, edit it, and then you make it an MP4, and then you pull it out, then you put it into your video editing software to cut it with your video that you're editing for the day. So it's like a double or triple step. So I've never purchased one. I think they're interesting. I don't know. It's a whole different look. I like different looks for sure. Jackie Boy, let me see, Jackie Boy, what's up here? You said you can't use the handlebar cam. My bike is a twin cam and it shakes so much the handlebars are mounted filming. Yeah, there is a trick, Jackie Boy, to that because my handlebars too. And I wish I could. Maybe today I'll be able to capture the camera. If we come to a stop, it sits there and just shakes, like it just shakes, right? But the truth is, Jackie Boy, when you get it into your editing software, I use DaVinci Resolve, and I can actually run a stabilizer on it. So it will take that piece of footage and stabilize it, and it seems to work pretty well. So just a thought: if you ever want to try a handlebar cam, try it out because all motorcycles shake. Yeah, I can't even say all Harleys. All motorcycles shake. That's just the way it lives. They're going to shake, rattle, and roll for sure. Yeah, Roguelite Andy said he started on his house. It's gotten out of control. If you don't follow him on Instagram, follow him because you'll see the house project. And Roguelite Andy, we've been in our house now for 19 years, and we're still remodeling. I mean, there's always something you're going to do. My dad once told me, he said, "Look, son," he said, because my dad was alive when myself and Miss HDR, we did the kitchen ourselves, guys. My wife had a Sawzall. Now, I don't know if you know what a Sawzall is or not, but it's a saw with a long blade on it. And it reciprocates, it shakes. And she's over there. She's cutting the walls out. She cut the stairs out. We had an old staircase to the basement. She cut out. We didn't need it anymore. We were expanding our kitchen. And we were both covered in black soot. And if I could find those pictures, I'll share them with you. Maybe not Mrs. HDR because I don't think she'd be too happy. I'll share mine. But, you had like black stuff from the walls covering your face. We look like coal miners, man. We were like in it to win it, you know. And my dad came over and he said, well, son, he said, this song good and well and everything. He said, it's going to be beautiful. And it is. It's a really nice, workable kitchen. But he said, don't worry. As soon as you get the last room done in your house, you can go back to that first room you did. And you're going to rip it out and start over again because it's modernization. You're always going to be modernizing your home and making it a certain way or a certain feel for you. So that's what he says. I don't want to get into that for sure. Pete's 1800 said you can edit it on. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Pete's 1800. Try and get back to your thing here. We were talking about the 360 cameras, and Pete said you can edit it in Final Cut Pro. I used to use Final Cut Pro, but I got away from it. And the only reason, honestly, is the reason I got away from it is I needed to upgrade it because I upgraded my operating system, but I didn't want to pay for it again. So I went to DaVinci Resolve, which is free, and it works really, really well. So, and I don't know if you can edit 360 film in there or 360 footage because I don't have any 360 cameras. So that's not something I really looked into getting. Doing it once, Roguelite is doing it once, and that is that. I hope you're right, but believe me, and I tell Roguelite Andy all the time, believe me, young man, because he's a lot younger than I am. We thought the same thing when we were your age. And Miss HR sits in the kitchen now, we'll be eating dinner. She goes, we need to redo this room. We need to do something different. And I would love to do something different. I would like to have a center island in my kitchen with a cooktop so I can cook and chop my, because everybody on this channel probably knows. If you don't, I really like cooking. I should have a YouTube channel called, I think it's called Jack's Kitchen. I can't remember for sure. There might be 10 subscribers over there, but and I would make these meals, and the joy for me is making something quick, right? When you come home at the end of the workday, the last thing you want to do is cook something that's going to take you 7 hours to prepare, right? So I like to make something quick that's very tasty, that's very unique. That's why I started a YouTube channel, just to put it out there. I mean, I'm not a chef, so I give it that look, just like I'm not a mechanic, right? You guys see me work on the bike, but I'm really not a mechanic. But I want to show you that if you buy some tools, you could do your own work. It's very easy to work on things. Just take your time. That's the big thing. Good morning. Bodine 52 made it in there. Pete, finally got my P.O. box up. Thanks for the shirt. There you go. So we are sporting the same shirt. We're going to be wearing these on our trips. Right here. I keep right there. Pete's 1800. Da, da, da. And we are supporting Pete's 1800 and the shirts there for sure all day today as we're out there riding. And I'm sure people are going to stop me and say, hey, excuse me, HDR, who's that Pete's 1800? I'm going to say, hey, you got to check out his channel, man. He does travel videos. He travels all over the world, or, at least this part of the world. I mean, he pulls a trailer with him. It's loaded down with stuff, and Pete travels all over the place and on an amazing Goldwing 1800. And he was out looking at Road Glides the other day, but I'm just putting it out there. But Pete, Pete has looking for a Road Glide 1800, so that way he doesn't have to change his name. So 1800cc Road Glide is what he's looking for. But I'm just putting that out there. So, but anyway, but yeah, so. But yeah, man, again, thanks for the shirt. Jackie Boy says, my house is only 5 years old and the wife wants to redo the kitchen. There you go, Jackie Boy. I have met people in our area here, in our local communities that built brand new homes. And by the time they get moved in, they're redoing a room. They're like, that's not really what we planned. And they're redoing it. I'm like, oh my goodness. But that's the way it works, man. Once you pick up a hammer and buy some wood tools, you're going to be in it forever, and you're going to just be working overtime. So that's for sure. But anyway, we all know how that goes down, right? I see a lot of people in there too, and I think it's really amazing that how many of you are prepared to come to VAM this year. Mr. G 1965, I guess he's been busy with his son motorcycle racing, and that's pretty awesome. And I understand it, man. You guys know, when you got kids, man, we put all of our time into our kids, And now I put a lot of time with my grandkids, and my kids are like, well, you don't care about me. Hey, man, you had a baby. What can I tell you? Now the baby comes is more important, right? So that's the way it works. That's the circle of life, as they say on The Lion King. And but yeah, I think it's awesome. Mr. G 1965 hasn't done any videos for a while, and that's okay. I mean, he's like I said, he's got other things occupying him with his son racing motorcycles. But yeah, man, July 21st through the 24th, 2022, in Tazewell, Virginia, we are going to have a riot. We're going to have a blast, man. It's going to be like the motorcycle rally. It's going to be like, to me, almost seeing how many people are coming. It's going to be like having Sturgis in Virginia. And I think that's awesome. We don't have to drive that far. You have to drive out west. We can meet everybody and hang out with everybody right here in Virginia. So, let's see. Jackie Boy said that was the plan. Yep, it was the plan. Build it and keep it. Right. Don't have to do anything to it. So, um, but that's the way it works. And then as we're building the house, all you know that HDR got this inkling, right? Well, I've probably had it since I moved here for the garage. And I started wanting the garage, and myself, Miss HDR, started talking more and more and more and more and more about it. We wanted to do more construction in the house. And I said, we can do all the construction in the house you want to, but if the motorcycle's sitting outside with tears on her windshield from crying, for being in the cold, that's not really nice to do that to the motorcycle. So, but now that we have it, I tell you what, man, this past winter, Miss HDR told me, she said, this past winter has not been one of those winter. We used to have to go out and scrape the snow off the car, scrape the windows, and if you still have to do that, you get the drift, start the car up a half hour early, let the windows melt. Now we just go in the garage, we pop the door, and we drive up the driveway and drive to work. I mean, don't have to do all that anymore. Now you did have to buy a snow blower, and we do have to clean the driveway. But what we do is we both have, all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive cars. So we found that we don't have to do the driveway before we go to work. When we come home, we get the driveway cleaned up, put the de-icer out and stuff. So, and watch that de-icer. We have a couple places in our driveway now that is pitted. That is not making me happy. So I should probably sue the de-icing company, because when you buy it, says it's safe on concrete. You're full of crap, because I can take pictures of where our concrete driveway actually has not a lot, but there's little pits. Like, it looks like the top of the moon surface. And so yeah, I probably should do that. Do a class action lawsuit, because that seems to rattle these companies up pretty good, and then they pay out $20 trillion, and then they fold because they have a bad product. But hey, if you're gonna put on the bag, will not hurt your concrete. Well, damn it shouldn't hurt your concrete, right? It just shouldn't do that. It shouldn't hurt the concrete at all. Have anybody else ever experienced that? Goofy Bastard, good morning, man. Glad to have you on board here this morning. Always nice to get you in there. Just trying to go through the chat room here. Lost Biker had been talking about snow and said, get the drift. Snow, yeah, man. So, but I think maybe we are done with the snow. We had snow last week, guys. There was a whiteout outside. I mean, you couldn't see the trees in our backwoods. We have woods right behind our house, because we always wanted a piece of property when we bought this property that has a wooded area behind it, because we didn't want anybody to build behind us. And to make sure of that, what you got to check on is that wooded area is actually owned by the electric company, and they're never going to sell it. They would have no reason to ever sell that land, as far as I know. Hopefully not. So we know nobody will build behind us. And we also wanted to be on a cul-de-sac. So that's what we're on here, where there's not a lot of traffic. And I think that's another positive thing when you're looking for a house. Especially, we had small children at the time. We had 3 kids. Goofy Bastard, how are you doing this morning, man? Good to have you on board there for sure. And definitely, if you're not checking out Goofy Bastards, you should. He produces some really good content. I love his motorcycle. Look at the motorcycle. I would think, and I could be wrong, I don't know what your motorcycle is, and I know that's horrible of me. But I think it looks like is it a Suzuki Cruiser? That could be totally wrong. I could be off the mark there for sure. But anyway, put it in the chat room though for sure, just to remind me. Yeah, go figure. I mean, the only one playing the worst team in the conference. Just trying to check out the chat room, going back through here. I heard building a Costco behind Jack's house. I heard they're building a Costco. Anonymous biker. In the small little village that we live in, okay, as I said, it's a village. I mean, we have a small grocer, okay, grocery store, just one of these towns. Like we live in rural America here. So we live 20 miles out of the city of Pittsburgh for a reason. There is no big companies looking to build around us. The closest Walmart to us is probably about 35 minutes away. So we have to really drive to get there. And that is by design of where we wanted to live. So, now, so there's drawbacks that, right? Like we don't have a busing line. We don't have public transportation. We can't get like Uber Eats. You can't get DoorDash here. All those options are out. We call DoorDash. They laugh at us and hang up. It's just like, no, we're not going that far out of town to bring you some food. So, but so that does save us for sure. Western PA has been there a million times. Butler, Indiana, Slippery Rock. Oh man, not a spiker, Slippery Rock. There's a brewery in Slippery Rock that is absolutely amazing, and all of their beef is locally sourced beef. So that is really, really, I mean, it's amazing food, man. Good cold beers up there. Good times for sure. Thanks so much for the shout, HDR. Doing good. Just got home from work. Yeah, I know you work nights. There. And man, I tell you what, and thank you for your service, Goofy Bastard. If you don't know, he does transport materials. I don't know what materials he's going to transport, but we're giving that a boy. So he brings your all your groceries to the local stores. He's bringing your lumber to the lumber yards. He's making sure that we're supplied with everything we need, and we support his honor and his duty, man. Truck drivers don't get enough thanks. That's all hard. I wanted to be a truck driver once until I learned how many miles you're supposed to put on a day, how many hours you're supposed to drive a day, how many stops you're allowed to make. Guys, I mean, I'm getting older. I pee too much, man. I would have to stop more than they tell me. It's like, and man, they really do a service, and I appreciate it. I do appreciate that service for sure. 10 Wingman, I feel HDR. We are 30 miles from the shopping also. 10 Wingman, so you get it. That's about where I want to be from the cities. Like I said, the city is 20 miles. Now, during rush hour, it takes you an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 20 minutes to get into the city from where we live. So you don't want to work there. That is not the option to work. I was offered some pretty decent jobs. And when they told me it was downtown Pittsburgh, I said, respectfully, I want to thank you for that. And if I can't work remotely, then it's not an option. Have a great day. And I would just hang the phone up. I don't want to work in the city. I have my limits of where I want to work and the commute that I want. And I know some of you guys have long commutes. We've talked about that in the past on different shows, on my videos. Some of those commutes are, my sister, and I don't see her in here this morning yet, but she used to commute like an hour and a half every day to get to work. And then you get off work at midnight and have to drive an hour and a half to get home. And my daughter just took a new job. Well, one of our daughters just took a new job. And it was interesting because now she said, Dad, I took this new job. It's more money. And, she said she's about, she can get to work in like 5 to 10 minutes. And she said, Dad, I'm at work. I mean, it's like literally it might be a mile from her house. So, yeah, makes sense. She loves the new job. She's doing well there, and she's into the job itself. So can't tell you where it's at. It's a very secretive thing, but she's enjoying it, and that's what matters. And it's close to home. So, let's see here. Just going through these. Alligator boats are next level cool. Yeah, we used to watch the Alligator Hunters. And those guys are interesting too. Or you're talking about the alligator boat. Oh, you're talking about the boat. Are you talking about the boat that's a car or an ATV where you go down, you'll poop, drop it into the water? Anonymous Biker HDR, what side of the burger you on? Route 28 or 579? What township? We're actually on the 2230 side, so we're opposite 28. 2230 would be going west out of Pittsburgh towards West Virginia. If you're on 2230, just point your car to West Virginia. That's the way we are located. So, and the little town, if you want to look on a map, is called Burgettstown. Burgettstown, Pennsylvania. Look it up on the map. You'll see it clearly. You'll see Pittsburgh like here, and you'll see Burgettstown over here. So, but not a spiker. Good question, man. Thank you. But yeah, check it out. Boots and jeans. Let's see, is in the house. Good morning to you. Nice to have you on board there. Still never forgotten you from moving away from Pennsylvania, Bodine. Jackie boy, I tell him all the time, and he moved. You guys know that story. Him and his wife, Mrs. Bodine, went for a ride with myself and Mrs. HDR twice. The first time we got along really, really well. I think we hit it off. And back then it was funny because Bob had 9 subscribers. I remember talking to him on the Senators about that. And we were talking, and it's just like, you got to build your subscribers, one at a time. The whole idea is what can we do as motive vloggers for you? What can you give your audience? Don't ever think of how many subscribers I have. Think of how many subscribers are subscribing because they get something out of what you're producing, right? That's the whole idea. So, and now the guy got 5,339 subscribers. He's got his silver plaque award. No, that's not true. No, Bob did just hit 5,000, and we applaud that. That's a nice number. He's moving along. He's chugging along with the YouTube cycle there. But at the end of the day, and I'll tell anybody this, and me and Bob has talked about this numerous times. At the end of the day, and I think Windroad Therapy might have said it once on one of her videos, is, if 10 people are giving you their, 15 minutes of their life to watch something you produce, man, that's awesome. I mean, that's all. You produced it. They're watching it. That's amazing. I watched this guy the other day on YouTube, and he's from Think Media. A lot of you guys probably have seen Think Media, and I don't want to watch something like, how do you grow your audience? And you do that just by being very clear in your videos, having, decent content. You're going to grow your audience. That's for sure. Being a little different on whatever, every topic has been done. Just be a little different on the topic. But what he talked about was, it's all about the reaction. And I say that all the time with YouTube. To me, when you guys comment, I'm reading the comment. I don't say, thanks for watching. Or I don't just give you love. I actually read it, and I give you something back that you can tell that I read your comment. The other day, I wrote a paragraph and a half to somebody responding to a comment. I mean, does it take time? Yes. But that person, you guys take time out of your day maybe to watch my videos, and you deserve a response from me. If you're asking or saying something, hi HDR, it was a nice video, I should respond to that. I shouldn't just thumbs up you or whatever, or heart you. And I know if you're one of these channels watching and you have you're getting 20-30,000 views every hour, it would be hard to comment on all those people. And I get that, I do. But always give back. That's just my motto. Always give back to your viewers. That's what it's all about. So when you have a voice like Bob to cover 1,000 subscriber, when squirrels get involved, there's something for everyone. See that? There you go, Bob. When you have a voice like Bob's, you can do that. And squirrels, I don't know where that comment came from, but anyway, that's okay. Let's see here. HDR, fix your name tag on the screen. What's wrong with the name tag? Oh, look at that. What is going on with that? What the heck is happening there? I don't know how to fix that. Let's see. Isn't that kind of funny for you to see that and not for me to see it? I can't change it. I can't change it anyway. Oh, wait. Maybe I'll change it down here. Ah, there we go. I found it. All right, hold on. Ah, look at that. Thanks for letting me know, man. Thanks for letting me know. We've been going on for a while. Road Glide Andy, man. I didn't even catch that. So if you noticed, it was HRD, which was actually stands for Harley Road Driver, because I drive on the roads. So no, I don't know. Anyway, that was kind of funny, man. Thanks for letting me know that, for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my day is over, and I'm going to get a nap. Goofy, get some sleep, man. I don't want you out there driving without having some proper rest, and get some more videos produced so we can sit and enjoy those. We really do enjoy your stuff. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, man. It means a lot. Money 7855. Good morning to you. Blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Step up like a douche and the aromas in the night. I don't know the words. Anyway, but wet light, blinded by wet light. I got a little studio light going here this morning. Oh, let's talk about the Mac. Remember I was redoing the Mac here, the iMac. I'm back on it today. Last week I had to go to my secondary laptop to do the show. Let me tell you something. Make sure, and I'm a tech guy, make sure you back up everything before you hit reset. Now, here is to my defense. The Mac, I bought this in 2015. Okay, it's a 27-inch iMac. I bought it in 2015 and I beefed it up. Like everything in here is as high as you can go at the time for Apple. So it's a really good computer. But I've never really cleaned it since 2015. Now, when you have a computer, you should clean it, especially Windows computers, guys. You should totally wipe those off, at least, especially if you do editing and videos like we do. Wipe it off about every 2 to 3 years completely and reload Windows fresh. Okay. You're going to feel like you have a brand new computer again. Now, with that said, Payne's Rods in a good morning, Payne's Rods. I hope you're not mad at me. I tripped a few back last night and a bit over. Okay. Well, that's okay. It's okay. If you tip a few back, that's all right. I thought you were part of the Harley research and development. Who? HarleyDayRider? Research and development? That would be nice. No, I am not. I am not a part of Harley anything outside of buying one, just like you guys have. Brad the Biker, I just got my M1 Pro Mac. Holy cow. Did they kill it with this chip? The new M1 Mac is amazing. Now, it doesn't, there was initially, I bought one like as soon as they came out. Initially, the software itself, there was some software that was kind of glitchy, but now, I mean, guys, you can edit a video on that M1 Mac chip and compile the video and have it ready for YouTube. A 15-minute video, you can edit it however long you take to edit. I don't know. But let's just say the compression part, when it's rendering, it can render a 15-minute video in like under 4 minutes. It's just fast, man. And you're ready to upload. Think about that. Next time you're rendering a 15-minute video, it's like render time 1 hour and 37 minutes. Just go out to the Apple store and buy yourself a new M1 Mac. And you'll be like, HDR, man, I should have bought this Mac decades ago. Like Bodine calls me all the time and says, man, I should have bought this Mac, because he was scared. Then he bought it. He called me up. He screamed and hollered at me every day and told me I was stupid and I didn't know what I was talking about. And he couldn't use the Mac. And now that he's a Mac fanboy, different story. It's like, wow, this is amazing. HDR, you was right. It's so fast. So, like I said, guys, I have been in the computer business for 28 years. I've been doing technology in businesses, school districts, companies. I've been doing cybersecurity work. You name it, I've been into it. If I cannot give you any advice about anything in the world, I can give you positive computer advice. I can set you up with a computer system that's going to last you for the next 10 years. But you got to spend the money initially. If you go to Walmart and buy a piece of junk crap, piece of garbage computer at Walmart, and you're like, it runs so fast. I can, for like 4 days. And then you're like, why is this thing so bad? Because the parts in it, they come from like secondhand stores. That's where they buy their parts for those laptops, guys. Those are junk laptops. Never buy a computer where you buy your toilet paper and your motor oil. Remember that. I told you that. Don't buy your computer where you buy toilet paper and motor oil. So you're going to tell me, oh, HDR, I buy, yeah. Now, Amazon's a little different because they use subcontractors to sell to them. That's a little different. But also, if you're going to buy your computer, go to one of the manufacturers. HP, they're not bad. I used to call them a hunk of problems, but they're getting better. Dell's a great big name out there, but it's not the brand of computer. It's what's in the computer that you got to worry about. People's like, I bought a Dell, damn it, and I paid $400 for it. You got a piece of garbage. Okay, it's just not going to work for you. Roguelite Andy did it. He called me up. He needed a computer. He called me. He said, HDR, look, we don't want to break the bank. You know, he gave me a budget, but we want to buy a computer, and I hooked him up. And you can ask him. I hooked him up. I pointed him in the right direction, and he edits on that computer, and it works perfectly for him. So there you go. But yeah, Pizza 1800, the 27-inch iMac with the 8-core i9. Oh man, Vega 48 with 8 gigs of graphics, 40 gigs of RAM, 10-minute video, about 5 to 10 minutes. You actually have 40 gigs of RAM in your, I don't believe that. 40 gigs of RAM? How did you get that in there? Pete, Pete, are you exaggerating? No, that sounds like an awesome machine, man, for sure. But if you have a Windows computer, look at AMD Ryzen. I think it's RYZEN, Ryzen computers. We have a guy at our school. He teaches hardware. And it's funny because my kids come to me now, like, Mr. HDR, what kind of computer should I buy? What kind of chip should I buy? And I'm like, you got to go down the hall, guys. I don't do hardware. I mean, I could support it. I could tell you what you need to buy, but I'm not building computers anymore. My technology, where I'm at today is way different than that. Like, I teach cybersecurity and advanced networking level 2. So I teach extremely difficult stuff to these high school students, and they get it. It's amazing. I sit down and ask them questions that you would ask them in the beginning of the year. They'd be like, I don't know. I can't tell you. And now they'll be like rattling off the answers, man. They're like, yeah, I got it, man. It's in my head, and that's amazing to see. But I'm just at a different spectrum, I guess. I have a Dell laptop with Windows 10, but I only use it to do my yearly taxes. I started to uninstall a ton of editing software that I no longer use. The power went out when I was doing its thing. Yeah. So the only thing you might be able to do now, Viper 6, is to reload it fresh with Windows 10 again. Anyway, I started talking about, I think it can take 64 gigs of RAM, Pete. You're right. You might be right there. So you said you have 40 gigs. That's pretty good. Yeah, Bob said, see that? Bob said, smart to have an IT buddy. He always tells me that. But it's always good to have a certain friends in your realms. Like me, I have a couple friends that are mechanics, Be the Rider PA, who sometimes you'll go in his garage. I'll go over and visit, and he'll be like, hey, man, I want a beer. He'll have grease over his hands. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just tearing my cam out of the bike. So I wanted to clean it up, and make sure it's readjusted. I was like, what? And he tears his bike down through the winter. It goes through all the parts, builds it back together, and it's amazing to see him do that. Then Roguelite Andy, I'll call him up. He's like, yeah, man, dude. And then all you guys know, you've seen Chad in my last video come over and help me with my shocks. I surround myself with these mechanics and these motorcycle people, right? Because they have all the answers, and that helps me. So I can give you basic answers about motorcycles because I've been riding motorcycles since I was 12 years old. And so I have a lot of that ability, but not like either rider PA, not when you get inside that engine and start. I'll just be sipping beer, looking and going, holy crap, dude. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, it's all back together. It's running like a top again. So the man knows what he's doing. That's for sure. Roguelite Andy, how do you get rid of this Wave browser? Keeps popping up. The Wave browser? I don't even know what the Wave browser is, Roguelite Andy. I don't know what that one is, but it could be you have spyware on your computer. Now, if you have spyware on your computer, download a program called AdSense, AdSense, AdSense. Here, I'll type it in the chat room for you. AdSense. Okay. Download that and run that against your computer. It sounds like you got some spyware, some pop-ups going on there. You might want to clean that computer up a little bit. So anyway, let's get back to this here just real quick. I don't know where we're at. First, I want to run the intro one more time here. Let's do that.
Oh, this is Pete's 1800, and welcome to Coffee with HDR. Hope you enjoy the show all about motorcycles.
Okay, well, I just wanted to pause there for a brief station identification. Pete's 1800 sent me that video clip. I think I asked him the other day. He sent that over. Awesome work, Pete. Thank you very much again for that. So my last few minutes here, I wanted to talk to you about, do you guys pay a lot for your internet? I do, and it sucks. Ricky KM. Oops, let me see here. Yep, cameo by the man. You're right. Pete's 1800, man. Thanks again. Let's see here. Do you guys pay a lot for the internet? I do not. I have a local internet provider. He's a small cable provider in our community. And he's been, well, his family started his business, a phone business, back in I want to say 35, somewhere around. It was a long time ago. Well, he started stringing fiber optics to all of our community neighborhoods, to all the building complexes around us. He was stringing fiber optics. And so now we have fiber optics through him. So I have 100 meg up and 100 meg down. Okay. Now that's called a synchronous internet. Okay. Most places like Comcast will sell you like 200 or 300 meg down, and you'll have like 2 megs up. So when you go to upload a video to YouTube, if it's 15 minutes, it says upload time 4 hours and 37 minutes. And you're like, what the heck? You want synchronous. So call your cable companies, tell them you want your internet to be the same up and down. We pay less than $100 a month for that, for 100 meg. But 100 meg up is important. Like for doing this show, I couldn't do a show with 2 megs of internet. It just wouldn't work. I mean, I'm streaming live video and audio, and I'm streaming live 4K video, even though that StreamYard streams that down to 720, because obviously you see the logo up there. I don't pay for this, and that's fine. I understand. StreamYard has to make money some way, so they cut us down to 720p. But I am streaming at 4K video. So Ricky KM says 115 for Xfinity. Pete said you can go buy today. Pete, I pay around 65 for my fiber optics. It is amazing. I'm pushing 500 meg up and down. That is really good, Pete. That is a really good price. Don't ever move from where you're living right now. Stay there for the rest of your life, for sure. So anyway, let's get back really quick. Rogue Gliding said $89 a month just for internet, and that's all we have now too. Outback Outlaw says $90 a month for 400 gigabyte. That's really fast, guys. That's really good there. And Ricky KM, hopefully that's helping you. That's giving you, if you see the chat room, that's giving you a little bit. And I said, we have the most amazing chat room on YouTube right here on Coffee with HDR. Every week they have the answers. Everybody here has the answers for you. So anyway, being I am the tech guy, right? I've been doing this a long time, and my computer finally, if you noticed last week, I couldn't even use it for the show, my iMac. I had to use a secondary laptop. So after the show, I made an installation disk of the Mac operating system. I plugged it in the back. I held the key down. Bob Nelson, thank you so much, man, for the thumbs up. I do appreciate those thumbs up, man. You definitely punch that thumbs up in there for sure. Brad the Biker is paying. Brad the Biker is 125, but your upload speed is 40 is okay, Bri. 40 is all right. But I've seen some of these services like DSL or stuff, man. If you don't have to get DSL, Verizon, don't get it. You know, because they'll give you like 10 down and like maybe a megabyte upload, and you can't be a YouTuber with that. It's hard. So anyway, so the computer locks up, right? So I hold the button down, and I went down to Miss HR. I said, well, it's all over now. She said, well, I said, the computer is formatting. Now, what formatting does is takes the hard drive and it wipes it. Whew. Everything I did from 2015 until last Saturday, gone. So, and I thought I backed the stuff up prior to that, because I've been putting stuff on hard drives. I've been really, really trying to decide what I needed. Now, I know a lot of you guys are YouTubers. A lot of you guys are motovloggers. Do you keep all of your raw footage? Now, I talked to Bodine about that one day, and we discussed what is raw and what. Now, and I don't know how you edit your footage. I don't get it. So, if you take a memory card, okay, now this is a memory card. I don't know how to what. So you take a memory card, right? It's not going to focus. You get the idea. So you take a memory card, you plug it into your computer, okay? This is a card reader. I don't plug my cameras into the computer. I just use a card reader. Look at that. Pick that right up. There's a card reader. I plug this into the USB port. Now, do you edit your video off of the memory card? I would recommend if you do, don't do that. Transfer it to the computer, okay? On the computer itself, I made one folder called RAW, R-A-W. In RAW, whenever I come back from my rides, from my moto vlogging, I plug this in and I put on there the date. So today would be 4 underscore, don't use dashes, it messes with the file system. 4 underscore 23 underscore 2022 underscore, and then how many moto vlogs you did that day. So I'd put 2 rides, 3 rides, 5 rides, however many moto vlogs I was able to do that day. And then I dump all this footage into that raw folder, right? Then once I get that all done, guys, I edit that. I come out and I bring the clips I need, just like you do in the editor. I edit it, okay? So you get it all edited. And you compile it. You render it. You render it to an MP4 or a movie file or whatever. Okay, so you render this file over. And then I save that in a folder called YouTube, and I put the folder name as the title of what that video is going to be on YouTube. Now, with that said, do you go back and delete the raw footage? I was keeping it all. I had terabytes. Now, a terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes. I had terabytes of raw footage on my computer. Good morning, Richard Brooks. Good to have you in there this morning. Ricky KM. I don't know if I caught you or not. You have 292 down and 23 upload. Okay. Mini Moto. I'm just going through some of these, seeing what everybody has here. Nope. Once I edit the video, I have it done. That is it. The raw gets deleted. And Rogueheart Andy, that's what I need to do. Viper 6 says I transfer all the footage to an external hard drive and import what I need to the computer. And Viper 6, that's a good idea. That's a nice way to do that. Only transfer over what you need to transfer over. But there you go. Pete's 1800. Richard Brooks said he just subscribed to your channel. Give it time. Starlink may become viable. I don't keep my old footage as a rule, but want to start doing that for building a year-end stuff. Here, Brad the Biker, I'm going to help you out there. I'll make it a lot easier for you. Don't do that. You don't need that raw footage to do a year-end thing. Unless what you're going to do is take clips from the videos that you've created for YouTube, just cut pieces out of that and make your year-end video. I think that would be fine. Now, unless you want to use footage that you haven't used in a YouTube video. And I try to also keep one folder called bloopers. Those are always funny, right? And dump any raw footage you have, check it out. If it's a blooper reel, throw it in that bloopers folder just to keep that. So anyway, I have this system, and I've been doing this for a very long time. And I thought, I'm pretty good at computers. And I think I pretty much backed everything up. The other day, I shot a video, and I went to put that video together. And I went, and Rogueheart Andy actually called me on it. He actually texted me and said, dude, where was your intro? That intro that I shot where I walked onto the garage, I opened the door up and I turned the lights on. You see me walking into the garage. I formatted my hard drive. Every one of the intros I've ever created, whoop, are gone. Yep, nothing but dust in the wind. All his dust in the wind. They're gone, man. And I had a tear in my eyes, like, oh man, I shot that video. But you know what? Ingenuity is what gets you through the day. So I started thinking, well, HDR, wait a minute. You have videos that you produce that are on YouTube. YouTube allows you to download your videos. I don't know if you knew that or not. If you go to YouTube Studio, you can download your video if you need it. So you take one of those videos where that opener I created was, I download it, I cut the opener out, delete the other stuff off I don't need, render the opener, and now I got the opener back. Because I mean, it took, if you watch that opener, and even Bob commented, it takes a while to do this. And you guys know when you're moving cameras around, especially when you're riding. My last video when I rode into the park, you ride in, you set your tripod up and everything, you get the shot you want, you get on the bike and ride out and come back around and ride back in, because you're by yourself most of the time when you're moto vlogging, right? And you ride back in, so you get that shot of coming into the park. Those things take time. And to delete all those and just have it gone, it was just like, oh man. Back and stuff like that to my Google Drive. And Minimoto, that's great too. My Google Drive, I pay for Google, but I only have 100 megabyte. So I don't have enough room on Google. It is kind of funny because I have a Western Digital, it's called a cloud storage device here, right? It's 2 terabytes of storage, external storage. Okay. I have these things, guys. I have these things laying all over the house, right? I'm a computer guy. These are a terabyte. I think this one is a terabyte. Yep. 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte drives all over the house. So, but I never thought, well, and that's stupid of me too. I mean, I never thought the computer itself would ever have that kind of problems, but it's my own fault. I said, you need to reformat, reclean your computers up every 2 to 3 years, wipe them completely out. You guys that have Macs, I can tell you what I would say to do is use the backup software. It's built into the Macs. And, it's called Time Machine. The idea there is you have to have a pretty good sized hard drive in the back end, especially if you're storing video. But it basically takes a picture of that computer all the time. That's good and bad, because when I refresh a computer, like I refresh this one now, there's like 5 programs on it. Be the Rider PA called me the other day, and he knows I was concerned. We talk a lot. And he goes, "Hey, dude," he said, "how's the rebuild of Mac? Is it come along okay?" And I said, "Yeah, you know what? I got the 5 applications that I need on here to work, like Photoshop Elements for photo editing, the Chrome browser, because I just still use Chrome, even though it's not safe or secure, and they're watching everything you do. So what? That happens. DaVinci Resolve's on here. That had to be on here. That was an application that was a must-need application. I have 2 other YouTube channels I record screen recordings for, 42 Techno Man and Photoshop Elements TV. So right now I'm kind of juggling between pretty much the 3 YouTube channels, and trying to create new content for those channels over there. So I needed that software in here, but it's running like a top, guys. I'm working on it today. You haven't seen any glitches, anything going on. It's really, really running well. So, but anyway, since we got more people in there, and I like to share stuff to everybody, and anybody is welcome to create a opener for me, but let's just run.
Oh, this is Pete's 1800, and welcome to Coffee with HDR. Hope you enjoy the show all about motorcycles.
All right. Some days we get off the topic of motorcycles, right? But Pete, thank you very much again. Chuck says, I wipe my computer off. How do I get my Microsoft Office back? I don't think I have purchased info anymore. Chuck, I don't use Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office is so 1980s. The Office package I use now, guys, and check it out. It's called Only Office. I'll put that in the chat room here. Now, unless you're a big Excel guy, and you may be, Only Office. Only Office is what they call open source. It's free. It looks exactly like Microsoft Office. It saves everything as docx files and XLSX files for Excel. It creates PowerPoint slides. So I don't know what you do with Office. If you need Office, the way you get it back, honestly, this is the best thing I can tell you to do, is buy an Office 365 subscription. It's going to cost you for a single plan, it's $70 per year. But you can download the latest, greatest new Microsoft Office and install that on I think 5 computers. So it's worth it for $70 a year. Plus you get a terabyte of OneDrive storage. So there's my plans for you. So hopefully that might help you out a little bit. I use the free stuff on my Mac. Pete's 1800 said he uses the free stuff on his Mac. On my Mac now, like I don't have Office on here. I have a free version of Office 365, and what that is all the Microsoft tools online. And honestly, that's why I'm telling you that I don't really use Microsoft Office anymore. I did at my last job because they were Excel junkies. It was a business, it was a marketing firm, and everything was in Excel, man. These were Excel maniacs, how they used Excel. They were so good at it. But myself at the school, we use what's called Google Docs. We use all the Google Suite, and you can use that for free. If you have a Gmail account, you have a text editor, Google Docs, you have Google Sheets, you have Google Slides, and you have a drawing program in there, and it's all free. What's nice about it is you can type it, it stores it on the cloud. You go to another computer and bring up your Google account, it's there. I love it, man. I write stuff in the morning, presentations for my classes. I go to school, I get on my desktop, and it's there. I don't have to use, silly thumb drives and stuff anymore. So can I use PowerPoints for teaching on Chuck? Absolutely. All your PowerPoints will open on there for sure. So if you have PowerPoint, check it out. It's called Only Office. Download it for free. It's great software, man. Actually, one of my students told me about Chuck, and he's a big Linux guy. Linux is a free operating system, but they wrote Only Office for Mac, Windows, and Linux, and you'll like it. I'm blown away by it, how great it is. So you can definitely do that for sure. Other than that, I think that's about everything. I have a ton of stuff to do in the garage, man. I could go down there. I actually ate breakfast before the show, so I can go in the garage and get this work done. Got to do my T-clocks before I get Mrs. A. out there on the bike and get selling out there and moving along. So, but I want to thank everybody for watching today's show. Man, like I said, we have the greatest chat room in here that there ever was. You guys are awesome. You're here every week and just to join me for coffee. Miss HDR is trying right now. We're trying to get silver mugs made so it matches this mug with the Coffee with HDR logo on it. So we're trying to get that done. And she's working on some stuff like that, like I said. And if you buy one, we're just going to give the money. We're going to donate the money out to a charity anyway. So we're not doing that to make money. We're just doing that. She just wants to share the love. And actually, we're just kind of coming up with some giveaway stuff to give back to you guys, just to give you. And it looks like I gave some stickers maybe for VAM. So I got a lot of work to do. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thanks to Pete's 1800. I do appreciate that for sure. And I really enjoyed that opener video, man. It was great. Wait, who's going to think I am riding to Flight 93? Jackie boy, Flight 93 is an amazing place, man. Take all day, visit the museums, and it's a very, very somber experience, but very educational. I can say that. So, all right, everybody, take care. Thanks for watching. And remember, we'll see you tomorrow night. Fireside Chat with the boys. Take care, everybody. HarleyDayRider reverse. See, blooper reels. All right, everybody. Thank you. Remember, Roger and Ride. Be safe out there. HarleyDayRider be down and out in the beautiful studios here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.